Welcome back to the March Madness Bracket Breakdown. I'm now joined by the entire 4-State Sports Report crew, Cam Isimone, Lauren Burgess, and myself. And I've been waiting for this part. It is time for our bracket reveal. But first, let's give some love to the little guys, because why not? Every March Madness, we see at least one or two unexpected upsets and deep runs. We've had, or each made one Cinderella pick from this year's table. Cam, I'm going to go ahead and toss it out to you first. Who have you got?
I'm going to go with Hofstra. I think they make a very solid case for a potential Cinderella run. They're 10th in the country in efficient field goal percentage, and I think the prize shot selections and playmaking ability is going to shock the world. They've got three players, Ryan and Lauren, nearly averaging 40% from downtown and are the fourth best unit in Division I at defending two-pointers. So I give them a little bit of everything. It's going to be hard to hang with the big dogs, but that's what March Madness is all about. I got very, very high hopes for Hofstra.
And some 13 seed love. Love to see that as well. You know, Lauren, I know you went a little bit of a different direction. Who have you got your eye on?
I'm going with the number 10 seed Santa Clara. Their first game is against Kentucky, and they're dealing with a couple of injured players, and the Wildcats don't have head coach John Calipari. So I think Santa Clara could make a run. Broncos have a high-scoring offense with elite three-point shooting, which can be a threat to teams. The only thing that worries me is that this is Broncos' first appearance in 30 years, and I feel like when you're playing in the big dance against top talent in a big environment, you've got to have that experience, and that's something Santa Clara doesn't quite have.
And I'm going to go a bit of a different route. You know, you bring up the experience, and I had a hard time deciding between the Broncos of Santa Clara and Akron. I really like the Broncos, but for a lot of the same reasons, but I ended up going with the Zips. I'm riding with Akron. All the attention out of the MAC has been on Miami, Ohio, but Akron's offense can really keep up with anyone in the country, ranking 32nd in adjusted tempo and top 30 in both three-point attempts per game and three-point shooting percentage. If the shots fall in round one, look out for the Zips matched up against Texas Tech without their star player, JT Toppin. Also worth noting that this is Akron's third consecutive trip to the big dance. And as you mentioned, Lauren, experience oftentimes leads to wins in March. So realistically, these Cinderella picks really won't make it past the second weekend, but you never know. Yeah, you never exactly know. So let's go ahead and switch gears though now. Time to officially unveil our full bracket predictions. For the time's sake, we could spend all day going through all 64 games, but we will skip ahead to the Elite Eight. Cam, we're going to start with you. Let's go ahead and see it.
I've got a feeling we got similar picks here, so there may not be a lot of surprises on all of our brackets, but let's start with the Elite Eight. I've got Duke, UConn, Florida, Houston, Arizona, BYU, Michigan, and Virginia. Duke and Houston pull off victories and head to the Final Four, along with Arizona and Michigan. And it hurts my heart to pick Arizona over BYU, right? Because I love A.J. DeBonsa for the Cougars. He's going to be an amazing NBA talent to look out for. All right, for the Final Four, I've got Duke with a 5-point win over Houston and Arizona by 6 over Michigan. And everyone probably has these two teams facing off in the highest stage possible, but I don't see a world where they don't make it this far. Both teams, offenses and defenses, are top in the nation. And how do you choose between the two? Well, I'll tell you. Lauren said it earlier. Cameron Boozer, that's how. Son of NBA vet Carlos Boozer has been a problem all year long. The projected #1 pick in next year's NBA draft has definitely lived up to the hype, and I'm hopping on the bandwagon. I think he keeps this high style of play up, and Duke goes all the way on to win the national championship.
All righty, Cam rocking with the Blue Devils. They're the most popular pick this year, but, I mean, if you look at that roster, look at what Cam Boozer's done this year, It's pretty easy to see why. All righty, Lauren, what do you got for us? Anything different?
Let's hop straight into my bracket. It's the top 2 seeds across the board in all 4 regions going into the Elite Eight. So give me Duke versus UConn in the East, Florida versus Houston in the South, Arizona versus Purdue in the West, and Michigan versus Iowa State in the Midwest. Now taking a look at the Final Four, Dan Hooley and the Huskies are not going to be able to upset Jon Scheyer and the Blue Devils, despite UConn having 3 of the last 4 national titles. But I think Houston will upset Florida. So goodbye to the defending national champs. The Cougars will have the hometown advantage playing at Toyota Center in Houston. I don't think the Gators will stand a chance. Then give me the top seeds in the West and Midwest regions, so Arizona and Michigan. And moving over to the championship game, give me Duke, the ACC champs for the 2nd straight year, and Arizona, the Big 12 champs for the first time in program history, to go head-to-head in the title game. And coming out on top for me is Arizona. Give head coach Tommy Lloyd his flowers. The farthest he's made it is the Sweet 16. And if the Wildcats win it, this would be the 4th time a Big 12 team won the big dance.
Hey, as a TCU graduate myself, I have a little bit of a Big 12 bias, so I don't mind that pick right there. And I hate to kind of spoil it, but Lauren, I think we have almost identical picks from the Elite Eight and beyond. Let's go ahead and hop into my bracket here. If we learned anything from last year's tournament, going chalk isn't a bad thing. I debated on having a Santa Clara Elite Eight run, but Michigan and Iowa State are just so talented. They've been efficient all year. I've got all 4 1 seeds in the Elite Eight, taking the nod for Michigan State over 2 seed UConn UConn in the East. And my Big 12 bias is shining through, like I mentioned, but I love BYU's path. They are my lowest seed, making a deep run as the 6th seed. And now on to the Final Four. Nothing too shocking here. I almost went full chalk with all 4 1 seeds because, guys, they are really that good this season. But we have never had back-to-back tournaments with all 4 1 seeds in the Final Four. And I have got faith in Houston over a Florida team that proved to be a little bit vulnerable in the SEC tournament game. And Lauren mentioned it, that home court advantage could be huge in the Elite Eight. So there isn't much to say about Duke and Arizona and Michigan that hasn't already been said. If these 3 teams don't make at least the Elite Eight, I would be stunned. Moving on to my championship matchup, I've got the 2 most popular picks. Looks like all 3 of us are riding with this national championship matchup. And my champion guys, they've been upset several times in the past, but history won't repeat itself this time. I've got the Arizona Wildcats cutting down the Nets this year and what would be a fantastic matchup if it actually comes to fruition. And in case any of you want to follow along with all 3 of our brackets, our March Madness Bracket Challenge is live on our website. You can scan the QR code right there to compete against all 3 of us. Take home potential prizes on 4stateshomepage.com. Well, that is going to do it for us in studio. Myself, Cam Simone, and Lauren Burgess. Thanks for tuning in and best of luck with your brackets. Happy March Madness, everybody.
This is the Bracket Breakdown with Ryan, Cam, and Lauren. Sponsored by Gusano's, Bearskin Fitness Center, John Cotton Roofing, and Miss Daisy's Home and Decor Company.